Hey, what's up? It's Wick for Xiaomify, and today we're looking at the all-new Redmi K30. Is it a big step up from the super popular K20? Well, let's find out. Let's go. In the box, you'll find a SIM card ejector tool, a basic protective case with some instructions, and below that you'll find the K30 itself with a USB-C cable and a fast charge 27 watts wall plug. The K30 looks nice. It's got a pretty nice finishing on the back, and even though it's slightly bigger than many of Xiaomi's phones, it does feel pretty good in hand. The K30 is 165 by 76 by 8.8 millimeters, and it's got a 120 Hz 6.67 inch screen with a 2400 by 1080 Full HD Plus resolution and comes with Gorilla Glass 5. This has got slightly rounded corners, which does look pretty nice. On the inside, you'll find the Snapdragon 730G processor, which is not the best processor on the market, but the G version is optimized for gaming though. It comes with a 4500 mAh battery that supports 27 watts fast charge. On the bottom, it's got a USB-C port for charging and data transfer, a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is high-res audio certified, and a speaker grill. On the sides, it's got a volume rocker, which feels really nice actually, and a power button, which has the fingerprint scanner in the power button, which can be quite convenient. It comes with a dual SIM card slot, which also allows you to expand its internal storage with up to 256 gigs using a micro SD card. On the front of the display, it's got a cutout in the lens that houses its two selfie cameras, one 20-megapixel main selfie camera and a 2-megapixel portrait blur lens. On the back, you'll find a 4-lens camera. This comes with a 64-megapixel main camera with a f1.89 aperture, an 8-megapixel 120 degrees ultra-wide-angle lens with a f2.2 aperture, a 2-megapixel portrait lens with a f2.4 aperture, and a 2-megapixel super macro lens with a aperture of f2.4. So that's all the cameras on the K30, but how do the photos come out? I've been shooting a few photos with the K30 over the last week, and these pictures do come out looking good. Even though it's not the highest specs, Xiaomi is getting pretty good at doing lower budget phones with really decent cameras. The 64-megapixel camera is really fast at processing. It's actually a lot faster than the Mi Note 10 is processing its 108-megapixel images, so that's pretty good. I did find the photos to be a little bit more noisy, especially comparing it with more of the higher-end phones like the Mi 9. But considering its price, I am quite impressed with the quality of the photos of this mid-tier level phone, especially when you have enough light. I mean, they do come out pretty good, but in dark you can definitely see the image quality go down rapidly. The video is pretty good as well. I've shot some things in 4K, as well as 1080p HD, and both come out looking very good actually. As it comes with a Snapdragon 730, it is capable of filming HD in 60 frames per second, but it's only capable of filming 4K at 30 frames per second though. The audio is slightly compromised. I've recorded a voice memo using the internal microphone, as you can hear right here. Hey, what's up? It's Wick for Xiaomify, and this is what I sound like through the Redmi K30. Let's go. And it's not all that bad, but it's not the best. The speaker is quite loud, but here again, it is not the best, but it's definitely not bad. The Redmi K30 comes shipped with MIUI 11, Xiaomi's Android-based operating system. This works exactly like you'd expect. It's fast and snappy. It's got all the things you expect from Xiaomi. Well, almost. It's got all the UI features like the standard 3-finger swipe for screenshots. It's got the notification center, the quick toggles, it's got multitasking, and overall it looks good and it works fast. The only thing that I was missing is the option for the always-on display, something I've shown recently in my review of the Mi Note 10. It's kind of weird because I do have that on my Mi 9 and the Redmi K20, but not on the K30, so perhaps support for that will be pushed in the near future. Maybe? Overall, in daily use, the K30 is very good. I found the 120Hz screen to be very nice, and also gaming on this phone just worked well. Played some PUBG on its highest settings with no problem or any lag at all. Also, even though I have the Chinese version of this K30, I had no problem installing the Google Play Store and Google Play services, so I can just download any app from the Play Store like I would be able to on a global model. In China, the Redmi K30 came out in two versions, the K30 regular model and the K30 5G. The 5G model has a Snapdragon 765, which is quite a bit faster than the 730G, as in the regular K30, and it supports 5G networks. Both models came out in blue, lila, and this red pinkish gradient, and the 5G model also comes with a white finishing. Both the K30 and the K30 5G come with 6 gigs of RAM with either 64 or 128 gigs of storage, and there's an 8 gig RAM model with either 128 or 256 gigs of storage. The K30 starts at $1599, which is around $227 or 203 euros for the base model, up to 2199 renminbi for the 8 gig RAM with 256 gigs of storage models, and this comes down to around $312 or 280 euros. The K30 5G is a little bit more pricey. It starts at 2,000 renminbi all the way up to 2,900 renminbi for the fullest spec model, which is a price range of 285 all the way up to $412 or 255 up to 370 euros. I've put down some links to where you can buy them online through the international resellers in the description below this video if you want to go check them out. So now, what do I think of the Redmi K30? Well, first of all, I think it's a pretty well-priced mid-tier smartphone. It looks good, it feels good in hand, and it's got quite some good specs, especially seeing that 120Hz display, the 64 megapixel camera, but the display and the camera are really the most attractive improvements on this model. The fingerprint scanner that's moved to the power button is kind of weird, as I'm personally very used to having it in screen by now, but I must say that it works very, very fast. I'm not a big fan of the hole for the camera. I would say that the pop-up camera on the K20 was probably a better solution for the selfie camera than this. But looking at it from a big perspective, there are no real big changes with the K30. Yes, it's got a bit of a bigger battery. Yes, it's got a slightly upgraded processor. It's got an upgraded camera and an upgraded screen, but it's no groundbreaking changes. The 5G model does have one more notable upgrade with its better processor, but my opinion is still that the 5G networks are so scarce that I wouldn't want to get a 5G phone just for its 5G capabilities, as chances are quite big that by the time that 5G is a global standard, you're probably gonna be on your next phone already. The main reason, in my opinion, to get the Redmi K30 5G is really because of that faster processor. So for the next question, will there be a Redmi K30 Pro, perhaps with a Snapdragon 855 Plus or a Snapdragon 865? I somehow expect it to come, but I am really not sure at this point. Also, I'm not sure if the Redmi K30 will be getting a global release, as even Xiaomi seems to realize that it's a great mid-tier phone, but it does not offer those huge improvements over the K20. So what do you guys think? Are you getting this K30 as your next smartphone? Let me know down here in the comment section what your thoughts are and what do you think of the K30. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave a little like below this video to show me that you liked it. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, know that you probably should, as I'm doing a ton of videos about products from Xiaomi and the Xiaomi ecosystem right here on the Xiaomify channel. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see y'all soon. Peace!